welcome to Southern Bid-ness. Today I want to talk about something. Now, you can't tell my mama this, but I used to run around in Chapel Hill when I was at UNC at a bar called Troll's Bar. And Troll's Bar is no longer there. I don't know what they call it now. It's down in the basement. And there was an individual in Troll's Bar that we called him Lobo. I don't know what his real name was. And Lobo pretty much was there when it opened. He's pretty much there when it closed and all points in between. And Lobo was particularly known for an expression that he would exclaim at the top of his lungs after having a few PBRs, that's blue ribbon. He would lean back and say, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" And I sat down one day and I said, "Lobo," I said, "why are you always hollering, 'Who are you?'" And he looked over at me and said, "Boy, who you are ain't who you think you are. Who you are is who people say you are." And I tell you, a young man in college to learn a lesson like that from a drunk was a kind of interesting day. And the fact of the matter is that we are not who we say we are. We are who other people say we are. You know, you meet somebody and you make an impression on them and they have a certain impression of who you are. Doesn't matter if it's the truth. That's the impression they have. And if someone asks them about you, they're going to tell you, they're going to tell that person about you from the impression they have. So you don't really exist. Only conversations about you exist. And those conversations are why people decide whether or not they want to know you. So my question about who are you isn't who are you, but who do people say you are? Hey, you want to find out who people say you are? Ask them. Down here, we'll do something like that. And if you ask somebody, "Hey, what do you think about me? What kind of guy am I? What am I good at?" You might get an answer. And if you say, "Hey, what about me don't you like? What about me should I be working on or change?" If you really trust somebody and they really trust you, they might tell you the answer then. And then here's where you can get the gold. This is where you can really find something out. If you really trust somebody and you ask them what's something that you should change or what's something they don't like about you, they usually tell you something like, "You're too nice," or "You give too much," because they're not really willing to tell you. Follow up with this question. "Hey, Bo, what were you afraid to tell me?" That's when they tell you the thing that'll make a difference in your life. So down here in the South, we want to know who you are. And when we want to know, guess what? We're going to ask somebody else. Welcome back to Southern Business. Next time, tell your mom and them I said, hey.